Hi everyone, welcome to the DBQ Project. I'm Emily Christensen and today I'm going to show you the in and outs of working the DBQ Project online. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to log in with your Google account on the side over here. Then after you log in with your Google account, it should take you to your teacher dashboard. Your teacher dashboard is where you're going to find your DBQ library and your classes and assignments. So as a new user, you're going to add in your classes and assignments first and get your students involved. So click Classes and Assignments. Then at the top of your screen, you're going to click Add New Class. You can label your class whatever your heart desires. For this case, I'll say World History. And then you would press Save. From there, it should take you to your new class. As you guys can see, I have a ton of different classes here to choose from. All right, once you want to get your students involved in your new class and get them enrolled, the easiest way to do that is by going to your class and then moving over to Class Link. From there, you're going to click Copy, and then you're going to paste that link in Google Classroom. When the link is in Google Classroom, your students will have access to it, and then they'll log in the same way as you did with their Roxbury Gmail account. And then they will be able to see all of the assignments you would post as well. So, how do you decide what assignment to post? Easy to do. You're going to go to the top of your screen and click DBQ Library. From there, you'll see you have a ton of different options to choose from. You have just the general document-based questions, and then you have a ton of different mini-Qs. I would recommend to look at the mini-Qs because the mini-Qs provide more differentiation and scaffolding and more options too. And there are many more topics. You could choose from American history, worlds, civics, geography, and economics. So for this case, I'm going to look at American history, Volume 1. Each DBQ presents an interesting, engaging question. Students have a very easy time answering these questions because they're questions, that kind of allow them to brainstorm, they interest them. So for this case, I'm going to be looking at the Valley Forge Would You Have Quit? So there are two different types of DBQs to choose from. You can do the mini-Q extended version. This provides you with many options to choose from, and then you have the mini-Q current version. I would recommend looking at the mini-Q extended version, again, because you get more options. So once you decide what to look at, you're going to click Preview. From there, you have the opening screen, Valley Forge, would you have quit? That answer is heck yes, I would have. All right, you can see the overview. So the historical background of the topic that you're going over, and then the documents provided. Not only do they tell you the documents that are provided, but if you go to the top left-hand corner of your screen and you click Cover, the downward arrow, you'll see that you have many other parts of this DBQ to look at as well. So you can assign a hook exercise, you can have the students read background essay, add in some background essay questions, you can have them pre-bucket, which means sort information, you can have them, essay builds, and then you have the student essay as well. So there are a lot of different choices. So how do you assign a DBQ? To do that, you would go to the top of your screen and click Assignments. From there, you would choose the class that you are going to assign the DBQ for. So for my case, it's going to be World History B-Day. Then I would click Add Assignment. Then it brings you right back to your DBQ library. I would go back to where I found the Valley Forge Would You Have Quit? I would choose the extended version, and I would click Assign. So this is where the DBQ project gets pretty interesting and helpful. You can either assign the entire unit, so all of those pages that we just reviewed, or you can customize the unit and get rid of some pages that either, aren't really beneficial to your students or are a little babyish. So we're going to click Customize. From here, all of the pages are included. And the pages that are included that are going to be assigned are highlighted in green. So you can pick and choose what you want to keep. So as a high school teacher, I'm going to get rid of the final bucketing and thesis development, chicken footing. All right, you may want to get rid of the clarifying the question and pre-bucketing or the background essay questions. Maybe even the hook exercise may not be beneficial to your students. You can get rid of the student essay and essay outline guide too. You may just want to eventually end up with a cover, background essay, and then your 4 documents. But it's your call. You can choose whatever you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. From there, if you scroll down, you can add in a bunch of different additional supports. I know many students require in their IEPs that text be read to them, so you can include audio read aloud. Some students need more scaffolding, so you can include a guided essay as well. You can even include sample essays if students need to look at samples prior to them writing their first DBQ. All right, then DBQ Online actually has created multiple different rubrics to use. So if you want to include a rubric that you can mark off right online and students can look at it as well, you would click yes. From there, you can decide if you want a comprehensive or holistic essay, or if you want students to check themselves before they wreck themselves, you can include a self-check rubric as well, which is awesome. All right, and finally, you can decide which students receive the assignment. So if you do not want all students to have the essay builder or certain accommodations and modifications, you don't have to send out the same assignment to everyone. You can pick and choose which students get what, which is incredible. So when you are ready to assign a DBQ, you would click Save and Assign. From there, it's going to ask you, would you like to add in teacher instructions and annotations and notes? If you want to mark up the text, you would click Yes. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So the DBQ Online project representatives have recommended the idea of bucketing. So bucketing is adding in a bucket via your toolbar and having students visualize sorting information to help them decide between, both stances that they could choose from. Using specific information, they can see the information in the 2 buckets and then eventually make an educated decision as to which side of the argument they're going to, be behind. All right, so Valley Forge, would you quit? I would give myself the option of either quit or stay. The DBQ Project representatives recommended to color code it to help you visualize as well. So I would use my quit bucket with the red, and I would keep my stay bucket with the green. So when students open up the DBQ assignment, they would see this exact screen with the quit and the stay, and they can actually add in information into the buckets as well. You can also edit the other parts of the DBQ assignment as well. If you go to the background essay, you can use your toolbar to mark off parts of the background essay that you want students to read, or you can block off total sections in general. For example, if you only wanted your students to read the first paragraph, you can say, hey students, add in a line. I only want you to read up until the red line. Boom. If you want to mark off an entire portion of the text, you can add in a filled square on your toolbar. Make it darker. And then you can move it over as well. If the buckets just really aren't for you, they're not for everyone, you can add in a sticky note and you can color code the sticky note and then add in information next to it as well. If you want to mark up the text, have students highlight information, you would use the freehand part of your toolbar. Choose a color, choose how thick the line is, and then you can start marking up the text and highlighting information too. So, if your lines are absolutely terrible, to erase those lines, you would click the little eraser right here, and you would just tap on the lines. This took a long time for my students and I to figure out, so you're lucky I'm telling you this information right now. This is very beneficial information. So there are many different ways to set up the DBQ project for your students to see. So I'm going to actually show you some examples from my students. So to see your students marked up text and their essays, what you would do is click Assignments. You would go down to the class you want to look at. So I'm going to choose my B-Day class, and you would click Manage. From there, you can see your entire roster. Now, these students added themselves in through Google Classroom, so their names are the same as they would be in Google Classroom. If you want to look at the different documents in the background essay and how they marked it up, you would look at the unit feedback, and you would choose a student and click View Unit. From there, you can see how the students marked up the text if you're grading annotations. So this student added in the buckets, but she also found more information for reasons why she would quit if she was in Valley Forge, so she added in the extra sticky note as well. Then you can look through and see how they marked up the different documents too, which all could be portions of their grade. To view their actual essays, you would scroll down. You would choose the same class, go to Manage. You would click the student, and then you would click the essay feedback area. The students that turned in their essays are going to be orange. As you can see, some students did not turn in their essays and they still remain blue. So you would click View Essay. There you can see the entire essay of the student. While the students are typing their essays, make sure they are clicking the bottom of the screen, clicking Save constantly, because unlike Google Docs, DBQ Project does not save automatically. So if their Wi-Fi is a bit sketchy, they could lose their entire essay. So make sure they click Save constantly. Teachers can also add in comments on the side, and then they can send their comments to the students too with their feedback. If you add in a rubric, the same thing would go along with that as well. All right, so those are the basics of the DBQ project. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can email me or speak to our supervisor, Matt Trokin. Have a great day.